Tim McGraw and Faith Hill's marriage, which has lasted 2 decades and counting, has music lovers swooning. The reigning king and queen of country have built a life centered around family, home, and of course, making beautiful music together. Here's what else makes McGraw and Hill such a dynamic duo. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill seem to have marriage figured out, but years before meeting her crooner soulmate, a young and naive Hill was married to her first husband, Daniel Hill. According to the songstress, there was no earth-shattering event that drove them apart. Nevertheless, they divorced. She spoke candidly about the experience to Good Housekeeping, saying, "I was going through so much. I was like a flower trying to bud. Marriage wasn't what I needed. What I needed was to deal with the issues of my own life." A few years later, in 1994, Hill and McGraw met at Nashville's country radio seminar. Hill was emerging from finalizing her divorce, and McGraw was in a relationship with Christine Donahue. So naturally, this initial encounter was purely platonic. Still, Hill may have left quite an impression on her future hubby. In 2018, McGraw posted a carousel of family photos to Instagram in honor of his wife's birthday, captioning it, "From the first time we met, I knew, she didn't, that she was the love of my life forever."
And that was the first time I met Faith, and I had a mullet.
That was so sexy.
And I mean,
God.
What?
In 1996, Hill, who was newly engaged to music producer Scott Hendrickson, joined McGraw on his Spontaneous Combustion tour as his opener. Despite being in a committed relationship that was headed down the aisle, she could not help but feel an intense attraction to McGraw. And she made no apologies for choosing to pursue passion and true love. Speaking to People in 1998, Hill said, "If someone is going to judge my character because I was engaged to somebody and then I left him for somebody else, like, oh, okay, now she's a and a bad person, I can't control that. But I wasn't about to let Tim slip through my hands." More than 20 years later, McGraw and Hill remain some of country music's most beloved stars and total couple goals. Ever since teaming up on that first tour, the country crooners have continued to make beautiful music together. Hey, when you know, you know. And Hill definitely knew when it came to her future hubby. McGraw and Hill might have a long-lasting, successful marriage. However, their wedded union didn't come after years of seriously dating one another. Instead, the two experienced a whirlwind romance while on tour together and were engaged within just a few months. According to Brides, McGraw told the story of how he proposed to Hill during a concert on their anniversary date in Colorado. "We were in the dressing room, and it was raining and stuff, and we'd been on tour for a while together, and I joked around with her about getting married. I looked at her, grabbed her by the hand, and dropped down. She said, 'We're at a country music festival in a trailer house, and you're asking me to marry you?'" Apparently, Hill mulled it over while McGraw performed, and he had his answer waiting for him when he got off stage. According to McGraw, Hill left a message on his mirror that read, quote, "Yes, I'm gonna be your wife," in big Sharpie letters, along with some adorable lipstick kisses. Both McGraw and Hill have overcome challenges and emerged stronger. Hill was adopted as a baby, and part of her always wanted to know and meet her birth parents. The country superstar told Good Housekeeping, "I was adopted into this incredible home, a loving, positive environment. Yet I had this yearning, this kind of darkness that was also inside me." Fortunately, Hill was able to finally meet her birth mom as an adult. She told the magazine, "I just stared at her. I've never seen anyone that looked anything like me. It was the awe of seeing someone you came from. It feels something." McGraw was unaware until the age of 11 that he was the son of baseball icon Tug McGraw. He said in 2006 on Larry King Live, "Nobody's childhood is the same, and we had some difficult times as a kid, and certainly father figures were something that wasn't the best in my life." McGraw didn't have a relationship with his biological father until later in life, but he credits his stepdad for being a strong father figure. Faith Hill isn't the only woman in Tim McGraw's life. In fact, the country crooner is surrounded by beautiful women as he shares 3 lovely daughters with his wife, seen here at a 2009 movie premiere. Still, even though his baby girls may be all grown up now, McGraw remembers the early moments of their lives with clarity and a hint of romanticized nostalgia. The My Little Girl singer reflected on life as a dad during an interview with Sunday Today, saying, "The fathers out there can appreciate the first time that you hold your child is certainly the moment that you realize that anything else that you do has meant nothing until this moment." These days, the McGraw-Hill family still enjoys their precious time together. In an interview with E! News, McGraw talked about hunkering down at home with his daughters and wife during the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic. I mean, it was probably one of the most special times we've had as a family in a long, long time. And despite all the craziness going on in the world, we had a great 4 weeks together. By all appearances, Hill and McGraw have a fairy tale marriage. However, they'll be the first to admit it's not all romance and rainbows, and they have to work to make sure their marriage doesn't fail. Speaking with Glamour, Hill revealed, "We got married to stay married. If you didn't want to walk the same path or believe the same things, it could be difficult. But if you have the same goals, you can get through bumpy moments."
Well, we like each other. We do actually like one another.
That's the key for sure.
Yeah.
On the Bobby Jones show, Hill admitted that she knows how to push her husband's buttons and even sometimes enjoys doing it. And as McGraw admitted to Entertainment Tonight, his messy tendencies get his wife riled up. He confessed in May 2020, "I spent 30 years in hotel rooms going in and out, so I've never even thought about cleaning up, but she's a neat freak." McGraw and Hill both have incredible powerhouse voices, and while they could each certainly have their pick of singing partners, they prefer to duet with each other. In fact, during a 2006 interview on Larry King Live, McGraw revealed that he is actually unable to harmonize with any singer who is not his wife. Furthermore, he told Today that Hill pushes him harder and gets the best out of him. McGraw said, "I found that the times that I've been working with Faith, especially touring with Faith, that my records got sort of exponentially better. When it comes to singing with Faith, it's like a NASCAR trying to keep up with an Indy car. Then I get that look from her sometimes during the middle of the show with her. You know, you're faltering a bit, son. The point is, she makes me better." Hill agrees that their voices just blend perfectly, telling Larry King, "It's always been magic from the first time that we performed together on stage." It's clear that McGraw and Hill are two country stars with intense, palatable chemistry. And if you have ever watched them together on stage, you know this to be a fact. So when McGraw collaborated with fragrance company Coty on the launch of a new cologne in 2008, he just had to make sure his wife approved. Calling her, quote, "the hottest woman in the world," McGraw revealed in an interview with People, "She sat there with me with every sample we had. I wanted her to like it, and she likes it on me." Olfactory attraction aside, the physical connection between the two remains strong. In 2013, McGraw remarked to ABC News about Hill's, quote, "great legs." Furthermore, they still are amazed and smitten seeing each other on stage. Hill told People, "I watch him perform, and still to this day, I'm awed by it. She likes the way he smells. He likes the way she looks. It sounds like they both work to keep the flame alive and well." These two country music superstars are just about always on the verge of marital disaster, at least according to the tabloids. However, despite being the perpetual target of unflattering reports, the couple tries to shrug off the negativity and simply live their lives. In 1998, Hill told People that she's heard all sorts of made-up stories about her life and marriage. Listing rumors, she told the magazine, "I've had an affair with my makeup artist, a female, an affair with my hairstylist. My marriage is on the rocks. Maggie is not Tim's child. I don't need the naysayers' approval. I have too much going on." 15 years later, she relayed a similar sentiment to the same magazine when the rumor mill was once again churning, saying, "Rumors seem to be running like crazy right now for some reason. I don't know why happy can't be a story." McGraw echoed the sentiment in the same article, saying, "The only time we ever think about it is when we worry about the kids, but they've been around it too, so they laugh it off." McGraw and Hill do not think of themselves as a celebrity couple. According to an interview Hill gave to Glamour, she told the magazine, "We've tried to build our life and home together so that we don't put ourselves in places that allow that kind of attention." As a matter of fact, in 2006, Hill said on Larry King Live that she prefers to stay at home and live a regular life as a doting wife and mom. Referring to waiting in line to pick up her kids from school, she told King, "I'm too busy staying in the hookup line. I'm more comfortable in the hookup line and talking to parents about, I don't know, whatever we talk about." In 2020, McGraw told Entertainment Tonight that they spend 90% of their time together, saying, "We don't get out much and we always cook at home. We don't eat out much. We're always around the house, so we spend a lot of time together anyway. We enjoy just cuddling up and watching movies and TV series." They might seem as close to perfect as one couple could possibly get, but McGraw and Hill have definitely had their ups and downs. In McGraw's book, Grit and Grace, the country star wrote about an ultimatum his wife gave him when she thought he was drinking too much. McGraw wrote, "Getting real like only she can do, Faith told me, partying or family. Take your pick." McGraw admitted in the memoir that his family was the inspiration behind a major health push. He ditched booze altogether and started taking care of his body, watching his diet, and adopting a serious exercise routine.
And it got to the point where I knew that I drank too much, and I knew that it was affecting my personal relationships.
In a different article from People, McGraw praised Faith, saying that without her, he would be dead. He elaborated, "I would have partied too hard. Faith saved my life in a lot of ways, from myself more than anything. I can go down a dark road sometimes, when you're not feeling good about yourself, and she pulls me out. My wife makes me a better man." McGraw and Hill aren't shy when it comes to showing their love and attraction for one another. Whether on tour performing together or caught on camera by the paparazzi, McGraw and Hill don't shy away from passionate public displays of affection. As noted by The Taste of Country, the cute country crooners have been spotted smooching on stage multiple times, and one PDA moment even went viral during the 2014 CMA Music Festival. Furthermore, according to the magazine, every time they perform I Need You, their hit duet, they sit close with their legs intertwined and stare intently into each other's eyes. And as anyone who has ever watched their Let's Make Love music video can attest, there's no denying their sizzling chemistry. These two may have acting chops in addition to musical talent, but there's no acting necessary when it comes to appearing head over heels in love with each other. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about your favorite celebrity couples are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.